guys who are...
We're good. We're recording. We're live.
Slamming. Alright, guys. So, I want to start out. Thanks, guys, for everyone who is here. I know not everyone can be here due to work, school. I guess it's not really a school day, but work, etc. So, for those who haven't met me, my name is Sykes, or Tommy Sykes. Tommy works just as well. I am, as of yesterday, current head of staff. Anyone who's asking,
go ahead. Let me just put this out there. I don't even know if this guy is... I'm just gonna DM it to you.
Right ahead.
Here. Because this is something, like, actually really important that just someone decided to DM me that's not even in our server. But,
okay.
Here. No, it's... there's that picture, which is, of course, our server.
I already know what that's about.
That doesn't look like our server now, does it?
No. I will be going over stuff regarding this in a few minutes. This is something that I will be bringing up during the conversation here. Not specifically this, but this in general. This is part of what I'll be talking about. Alright, sorry. So, yeah, my name is Sykes, not Skies. Please don't call me that. It drives me insane. But it is Sykes. Like, Sykes got you, just spelled differently. Couple things real quick. So, I will be making a couple changes. Nothing crazy, nothing insane. I'm going to be double checking with everyone. Everyone makes sense of what I'm going to be saying and doing. For the most part, you know, this is probably going to be a lot of repeating myself, as a lot of you guys who are trained already know everything I'm going to say. Some of this is going to be for the new T-mods that we do have joining us recently or haven't been fully trained yet. As most of you guys know, we have switched to TX admin rather than easy admin. That is, the command in the game is /TX, and you can actually hit space, hit the number of the person you're trying to find, and you can find everything you need on that person, including their history. I'll go over why I'm saying that in just a minute. I ask everyone to stop using easy admin. There is a reason we have stopped using it. Exotic has asked us to stop using it. And in my opinion, looking at TX, there's just a lot of benefits we have for it. This specifically is for moderators, T-mods, those who can't ban yet, who are always saying, you know, I can't ban, there's nothing I can do, I can't ban people, I need more people. There's a history on TX admin. So when you bring up anybody, if anybody's in game right now, you can do /TX, pull up anybody, you can pull up your own name, where it says like kick, ban, etc. They'll actually show a show history. You can click on that and it will show every single time that person has been kicked, banned, warned, etc. Keep kicking him. I mean, don't kick him if he doesn't keep doing it. But if you find a guy for mass BDM, and yeah, it might say, you know, give him a 1 week or 1 day ban, hit him with a kick for mass BDM. The next time that someone higher up sees that guy, they're going to see, all right, you've been kicked for mass BDM already. You know, it's going to start stacking up. If, you know, the guy comes back, mass BDMs again, you kick him a second time for mass BDM, and you kick him a third, fourth time, whatever, and for some reason, you know, a higher up has not gotten in who can ban him. We're just going to see that. We're going to see 4 mass hits. We're going to hit him for a week right there. He's going to get all of those bans stacked up on top of each other. So don't worry about, you know, making sure there's chain of command to get bans. You know, if it's possible and available, by all means, call one of us up, check in server, make sure that one of us are in there. But if there isn't, I'm not sure who that is. But, yeah, just want to let everyone know that there's a, you know, this helps T-mods. So T-mods who feel like they're, sorry, I'm being texted in the background. You know, if you feel like you're just a T-mod, you know, keep doing what you're doing, because going over next is promotions. How I'm going to be doing promotions is very easy, very simple. I'm going to be attempting not to do like, oh, we're going to be doing promotions on this day, everyone be there, or you're not getting promoted. That doesn't work. not all of us, most of us have jobs or we have school, etc. So I'm not planning on having any of that kind of stuff happen. What I will be doing is I might have something like in our weekly or every other week, we'll have a meeting. Usually probably on like a Sunday or a Monday, maybe Tuesday. Probably Sundays most because weekends work best for most people. Every Sunday or every other Sunday, we'll try to meet up, have something like this. More so instead of me talking, it's going to be like, hey, so-and-so, what have you noticed? What are we thinking we're doing? Hey, admins, senior admins, what do you think? What are we going over? This is stuff we've already talked about, but we want to bring it to everybody's attention. This is where we're going to be doing maybe quick promotions. We're like, hey, you're here. We're going to promote you now. Otherwise, I'm still going to be promoting people even if you can't make meetings. If you have good reasons, like you're sick, you have school, work, etc. Just let one of us know in advance, whether that's me, a senior admin, even an admin probably, who you see up here, like Ricky, obviously. He's taking initiative. He's recording all this. Absolutely a guy you can text if necessary, if you don't want to text me. And as admins, they know they are in a place of position to take those calls. So if you're an admin, you're getting these calls and you're getting pissed off because people say they can't make the meeting, let me know so I know that you don't, feel that you need that kind of power. Not being mean, but you have this role for a reason.
Can I add something real quick? So do I
Go right ahead.
So do I tell them, or do I tell you that, hey, this so-and-so, like, the day before or whenever I get notified, or do I just wait till the meeting and name the list of people that texted me, be like, hey, these so-and-so isn't showing up for this reason, this reason, this reason? Do I just text you that?
Either way's fine. We both, normally there's a couple of us that show up before the meeting starts anyways. That could be a good time, just let you know, these guys aren't going to be showing up today. I'll write it down, or you can send me a little list on DM, and I'll just write it down and go, all right, these guys going to make it. Quick reason why, whatever.
All right, thank you.
Either those are fine. I'm pretty lax about those things here. Everyone will know that here. I talk very blandly and plainly. I'm not trying to be a dick whenever I'm talking. It's just the way I talk. I talk just kind of how I don't sugarcoat, but I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. If I actually hurt someone's feelings, my apologies. I really am. If I'm being rude to you, and intentionally being rude, I'll be, cussing at you and saying things to you. I can be a mean person, but I never really am. I think I've known Joey now for like a year or two, and he's never actually seen me really mad at more than like one person in 2 years. So just want to let you know, everyone can come to me. Like, yes, I prefer you to run chain of command if something happens, but if you need to get a hold of me for whatever reason, that's absolutely fine. My DMs are open. I can't always message you. I do have a full-time job, or I should say a part-time job that just requires almost full-time use, technically. So, but yeah, to get promoted, what I'm looking at from everybody is I'm not going to be able to get into game. I got to do this meeting. If it's something along the lines of chain of command to ban people, then you're going to have to do what I just talked about, which is doing what you can and letting that history show up. If it's something like somebody have a question for higher up staff, they're going to have to wait till after this meeting. And they can, get into a ticket and make a ticket that way. So how to get promoted is very simple. Be active, be trusted. You guys are staff members. Somebody has trusted you in this position to uphold the rules and encourage a good roleplay environment. Every one of you, even T-Mods, you guys have been trusted. You guys are trusted to kick and warn and help people. One of the biggest things, if you think you're not doing a lot, go out there and double check, sit and spawn. You'd be imaginative how many times somebody just goes, hey, how do I set up my, is my voice working? Is my, can I help get this CAD set up? How do I do the F1 menu? How do I, do my textures? All sorts of stuff. That is a beautiful thing that if you feel like you can't kick and ban people, just do that. Because this will go into my next step, which is we have a staff rep channel. I don't know if everyone has seen this. Up in the higher end of the thing, there's a staff rep and community rep channels. I would love to see those full of pluses all day long for every single one of you, from senior admins all the way down to T-Mods. The way the way I think this can be done easily is after you're done helping someone, say, Ryzen is new to this server. He, calls for an admin. I drop in. and he goes, "Hey, I'm in a default pet. I don't know how to change this. I'm new to 5M. Can you help me out?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." I help him out. He says, "Hey, thanks so much, man. You know, appreciate it." And you go, "Hey, no problem. Hey, if you want to do me a big favor, I see you're in the Discord. Hop into that, you know, rep. Give me some pluses. My name's Sykes. You know, that way, you know, everyone, you know, the senior admins, the admins, you know, they know that I'm doing well and I know what I'm doing out here. If I keep seeing those pluses all day long, you are bound to get promoted very quickly if I keep seeing that kind of stuff. Because all this means is that you are being trusted, you're being loved within this server, and I'm just going to promote you for this kind of stuff. You don't have to sit here and do as many kicks or as many bans as possible in order to get promoted. Because all that's going to show to me is, like, either A, you're just the right place at the right time, or you're power hungry. But, you know, we're here to help this community, not just remove people who are problems. Yeah, you might get a minus every now and again, and that's fine. You might get a minus, you know, "Oh, Sykes, I'm giving him a minus because he kicked me and he's an idiot." Okay, well, I'm going to look at that, like, big deal. So you kicked the guy, he got mad at you, but you have 17 people there saying, like, you helped them set up their F1 menu. You got a bunch of guys who helped you, you know, who you sat down with, pulled into a VC, got, you know, got clips from, all that kind of stuff, and they're going to just keep giving you love. I hope that makes sense to everybody here. That's how I'm going to be mainly doing promotions. Now, there are people here, you know, people higher up to me, management, exotic stuff, where they're going to see stuff and they're going to be like, "Hey, I think this guy needs a promotion." Then absolutely, I'm going to talk to you, promote you, etc. But for what I'm specifically looking at, what I'm going to have my senior admins looking at, you know, look for that stuff. Even the admins, anybody. If one of the T-mods notices that, you know, some dude's got 100 freaking pluses, they'll let me know if I don't somehow notice that. On the other hand, demotions. Demotions come the same way. In fact, you get a huge amount of minuses, and not like one or two. We're all human. We all make mistakes. You'll get a couple of minuses. It happens. Just because you get one or two and you get one or two pluses doesn't mean you're getting demoted. It doesn't. What's going to get you demoted is, you know, not being active, not showing up, banning people, like going way outside of chain of command or going way outside the rules. If the guy, like, has no mic and you perm ban a dude for no mic, I'm going to remove your perms to ban people. You're going to get demoted. That's the only way you're going to get demoted with me, is if you do something pretty crazy, get a lot of effect against you, AI comes, internal affairs comes after you for some reason, which again goes back to doing something big. Or, like I said, lastly, you know, abusing your perms in some way, shape, or form. I also make a promise to you. Every single person here, everyone who is in the recording, who is right here, even the guys up top with me, nobody here, and I've even talked to Exotic, he has agreed with me that I have this, you know, for myself and to protect you guys. None of you are going to wake up one day with a demotion that you won't know about. If someone here is ever worried about, like, hey, there might be this day where I might get demoted, you will be in my office talking to me before that ever happens. You will be in an IA office talking before that ever happens. Nobody here will get demoted without me specifically talking to you at some point or another. I hope everyone understands that. Any questions thus far from my high guys up top here, and then we'll go to the bottom. So you write the questions down if you got them, because I'll answer all of them. Yeah.
Oh, I got a you go, Ryzen.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. So I got a question about the rep stuff. Like,
yeah.
So, me personally, I go very hard on myself. Like, I don't really ask people for reps or whatever. So, does it negatively affect me if I don't have any plus or minuses whatsoever? They just don't.
I see what you're saying. I wouldn't say that would negatively affect you. It just won't positively affect you.
Okay, so it's just a neutral type thing?
Yeah, I would say if you're looking to get, you know, if you're looking to, for anybody here who's like, oh, I don't want to be a T-mod, I don't want to be a moderator, I want to be a senior moderator, I want to be an admin, go for that. That's what you're going to be doing to do that. If you're happy where you are and you're like, hey, I'm an admin, I'm okay with this, like, I don't need more responsibility, or hey, I'm just a T-mod, I'm okay with warning and kicking people, then you don't need to make a big deal about it. Like, not everyone here is power struggling to become a senior admin. I would like everyone here to be, trusted enough and know enough knowledge here and be just awesome people to where every single person in this thing could be an admin. That's not possible normally, but I mean, if everyone here, does that, they could be. That's what I'm saying. Does that help answer that one?
Yeah, that's what I was mainly worried about, was the whole, like, affecting and all that. Ryzen, you're good to go.
Alright. So what I've seen so far, everyone's doing a great job. Everyone's handling the situations very well. I'm not going to name names of who is doing... Well, what I've noticed is doing a really good job. I'll discuss that with other higher-ups. Another thing I'm just going to say, I haven't seen many people do it, but when you're talking to someone who's maybe done something that they shouldn't have, try not to lose your temper as much, because it gives a bad outlook on all the staff team. And yeah, but from what I've seen, everyone's done a good job, and I'm glad to have you on the team.
Appreciate it. I agree wholeheartedly. Usually how I even handle a staff situation, I know I said training here, and this is more of a debriefing / vocal training. I'm not going to get everyone in and show everyone everything. I'm going to give the basics on how TX admin works here in a moment, what you can and can't do with it, what I'm planning on hoping we can do with it, but again, since it's new, we are still learning its capabilities among our server. Usually, so when I drop into a situation, it's like, hey, you called for admin, what can I help you with? And this can go one of two ways, obviously. We've all seen it. The guy's either coming in like, oh, hey, admin, I have a clip, the guy's number is 340, he did this, he did that. And you're like, all right, cool. He's like, I'll hop on a PC with you. And then he shows you a clip, everything goes well. Other times they're screaming and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
You're allowed to get loud, just don't get angry. I'm not trying to, you're right, I'll pull my mic slightly. You're like, hey, listen up. You're like, you called me here. I need to know what's going on. No, don't all talk over each other. We're going to go one at a time here. I don't care who has a clip right now. Hold on. Person A, what is going on? You are the person who called me here. Okay. Person B, stop for a second. I'll get to you in a moment. All right, A, let's go through. Perfect. Thank you. You do have a clip? All right, we'll get that in a minute. Go to staff waiting. Person B, what happened here? Blah, blah, blah. Then go from there. Don't get mad. You can get loud to make people, listen a little bit if you need to speak over them. But if they're just going to scream like a bunch of kids at each other, kick them for mic spam. Even the guy who reported you, if he's screaming when you show in, kick them both for mic spam. If they have an issue, they can come back to you later and try again. But that's how we should always be handling something. Not getting mad. If you feel like you're getting mad, don't be afraid to, hey, can I get a higher up? Even if it's something that you could handle, hey, can I get a higher up? And then, they might ask you, like, hey, you could have handled that. What's up? It's like, no, sorry, I was getting really pissed off. They were just screaming. That's fine. I would rather you admit to me that you got pissed off and called me to help you than scream at some kid. And then make the whole staff team look like dingus. I will never put a strike against you for calling in a higher up. You can always do that. Ryzen, go ahead.
Yeah. All I was gonna say is just, keep your cool, raise your voice when necessary, and yeah, just be positive in every way you can. And if there's an issue, just, call someone else to come and assist you. That's everything I have. Yeah.
So with that, I will also add, for those of you, for the person who is texting me now, it is fine. I've not brought that to you at all. I'm not bringing that up to you at this moment. If you would like to talk about it, you and I later, we can do that. But that's not the situation for right now. Thank you.
You mind if I say a few things before you continue?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So, hello everyone. Lately I've been noticing a lot of people that have been banning people that are in-game without any kind of clips or anything like that. I will be talking to Sykes or Exotic about striking people for not logging their bans, depending on what we come up with. I'm gonna talk to Exotic about making a ban list. Basically, how it would go. I'm gonna type it in staff chat. It would be basically name, control, and shift enter, reason. Okay, I'll look at staff chat real quick. Reason.
Well, you can pull it. You can pull it up later. As I said, you did bring that up to me earlier. We can talk about this during the questioning part.
Right.
Because
that's how basically would be.
That is something I'm going to be going over already at this point. Like, unless it's something that I've already brought up, I wouldn't add on to it now because I am going to go over that here in a few minutes.
Can I say something real quick?
Go right ahead.
Just here, I should let you guys know I actually have to go, but I did attend the meeting, so.
That's fine. Go ahead and try to get a hold of Ricky or go to staff chat. I might just have you post that to the staff chat and ping it or pin it or something along those lines. And then everyone can see it through there so you can get the rest of this meeting through.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you for coming by.
No
you
problem.
as well. Take it easy, buddy.
You too.
So, yeah, specifically going into, so I was talking about is staff rep, how to get promoted, keeping your cool. With that, I'm going to be adding, this is predominantly going to be for people who are involved in the staff applications. This does help everyone else because if one of your friends wants to be an admin or wants to be a T-mod, etc., this is something you should know. Our age requirement is 15 years of age to be on the staff team. That's simply that. Now, there are very, and when I say very, I mean ridiculously seldom reason we would ever go below 15. Ever. On top of that, though, that is just something that the, any recruiters have been doing. We all know this. But I would like to add to this, there has been recently, and I am not attacking any T-mod who is currently in here who this might apply to. I'm not. Don't think I am. But I have noticed there has been a recent couple, one or two T-mods that have not been in the server before their interview. Their interview finished, we were setting them up with TX, and they still had their CAD info on their screen. This is something we have to pay attention to overall, that people who are being recruited in know what our server is, know what it's about. Not just, yeah, they might have perfect answers, but if they've only been in our server for 2 days, give them a couple weeks, see if they're, hanging out on our server. If they're UCing pretty regularly, absolutely recruit them. But until then, that just helps everyone. That just shows that we know and that everyone knows each other. It's better to have a staff member that you know rather than some guy you've never seen before show up to you and start telling you what the rules are.
Sykes, do you mind if I add something about that?
Go right ahead.
So, as I was doing open interviews for staff earlier, I noticed that a couple of you have decided to go ahead and come in to, assist and maybe learn. I have no problem with that at all. As you get in the higher ranks for senior mod or, administrator, you might get staff interviewed. And, maybe Exotic or one of the other high staff members be like, hey, you're going to host an open interview. Are you okay for it? I do most of the open interviews a lot. If you guys want to, I can talk to Sykes about making a Google document about what to do for open recruitments of what to say. I have no problem making that at all.
Well, as of right now, we're not doing open recruitments. We're going to be just keeping it to the applications as of right now. Just it's safer to evaluate someone and then go into an interview with them. I've had a number of people ask me, they're like, oh, how do I be staff? Can I do an open interview? And I said, hey, you got to put in an application. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'll tell you, if you don't want to put in an application, like that's too much work for you, you shouldn't be on the staff team.
Right. You shouldn't be on the staff team, period. If you're that lazy to go fill out a staff application.
Exactly. So open interviews aren't really going to be a thing, at least as of right now. That could change in the future. But I'm going to ask anyone who does that, be active, be over 15, put in an application. Speaking of application, every one of you guys here, or most of you guys, put in an application or at least was if the interview was done properly, were read basically the questions. One of those questions was something along the lines of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ryzen, Papa J, Ricky. One of those questions is, you understand by becoming staff, you are no better than anyone else, and you don't have some kind of power above everyone else. Something along those lines. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Something like that.
I might be slightly paraphrasing, but every one of us here hit yes on that. If you didn't, you shouldn't be in this call. I don't know how you got by. There's a big reason for that. As staff members, we're not here, as I've already said, to get our bands and our kicks going off. Our job is to facilitate. Our job is to make sure that everyone is having a good time. And there's a time for you guys to not be on duty and you guys can totally go roleplay. I do it all the time. Turn off your head tags. If you're not a T-Mods, I do ask that you commit your head tags to you. Just that's part of the thing for being a T-Mod, so we know who you are. Above that, you're fine to turn your head tag to member. Just don't be doing staffing stuff. Don't kick and ban people if you're a member. If I start seeing that, I'm gonna start, because you're just entrapping at that point. I don't want anybody entrapping here. Same way we would do police. Even though you're staff and it's slightly different, you are a form of department. You are a police in a certain regard. And is this that I didn't understand that. Staff plus and minus and app. Oh no. So for whoever just asked the staff plus and minus, that is in the main Discord. You can see towards the top of your thingamajigger. It's like above, like the general chat, above like community. I think it is. It's where'd it go? Oh, staff rep. It's right above the community room where it says Halls of Idiots. In general chat, the memes, there's a spot that says staff rep. Clicking there, which is not where we got a guy who, in dev who's, tagging Exotic. That's not where it is. This is where we're going to be doing plus and minuses to people to say how cool or crummy they are.
Let me put this out there. Our dev, just decided to completely leave. So I'm gonna be the dev for like a month. So, yeah.
Okay, I'll fix the roster.
Not Hyper. What I forgot his name. M. Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders.
Sanders. Or...
Yeah. That goes into that real quick. So yeah, I am making our new roster. The roster's currently in staff documents. Don't need to be there. Exotic, can you delete both the staff rosters? Staff handbook keep, but the rosters that were made by Emily, neither of them are existent. One of them doesn't exist, and the other one's like a completely blank page.
Yeah, I'll be making another one, so don't worry about it.
Staff.
I already have a roster. Why would you make another one? I already have one.
No, not the roster. I'm talking about like, I'm gonna make a punishment.
So
guidelines.
you just want the handbook, correct?
Yeah, the handbook's fine right now. Handbook is perfectly good. No need to remake that.
Okay, then I'll leave it alone.
And I have to redo this message.
Worst case, I'll edit it down the road. But right now, as of right now, it's not a big deal. Okay, so yeah, we're here to serve. We're here to serve the community. In a certain regard, a member is above you in a certain regard. And yeah, someone might not like that. You might get mad that I'm telling you this. But I'll tell you this, if, random member Softy says, hey, I need an admin right now, and they do /call admin, you're going to be there. You're going to obey what they're saying, what they're telling you to do, which is be there. Yeah, you're not going to listen to every word they demand when you get there, but they tell you where to go. You are, just as much as me, just as much as anyone else here on the staff team, we are here for them. They're not here for us. It is your position to help them, not them to help you. I know that sounds crazy, but that goes back to that, like, we all hit that button. You are no better than anyone else. We help this community. That is your job. That means, like I said, that's how you get your plus rep. That's how you're gonna, if you really want to, like, feed run to admin, so to speak, help random people. Yeah, go deal with the guy who's VDMing, deal with him who's RDMing. But make sure you're helping those other guys. Keep people here. You getting RDM'd isn't going to get you make you leave a server. You can't figure out how to get your mic to work, how to get your F1 chat to work, any of those things. That's going to make a guy leave. Because nobody helped him set up the basic stuff. Jumping into reports, I would like to... I've seen a couple times just in the last couple days, people have been kicked for VDM during police car chases. This drives me nuts. Because the police have an active scene going on, and because you aren't paying attention and you don't realize that it's a scene, you kick the bad guy because he RDM'd a cop, because the cops try to code 5 him poorly. This is not your job to do. Your job is to go to the call admins. If you see a guy flying down at 100 miles an hour and hit a bunch of people, yes, talk to that dude. I mean, you should always be talking to people at all times. Never should I see someone kicked, because if I get a repeal and this guy like never talked to you, even if he did RDM, and he's got a clip of you coming in, he shows a clip of him RDMing, but you never coming to talk to him, there's a chance you'll still get appealed just because you never talked to the guy. And I will come look for you and I'll go, look, you need to start talking to people. Because I saw too many times people were, getting kicked for RDM in an active role play. You guys should be going to those call admins. If you see someone screaming help in the chat, hey, please do /call admin. Don't go to them and go, what do you need? Who RDM'd you? No, get those reports. There's a reason we have those reports in the first place. It makes our life so much easier as an admin, so you don't have to go looking for people as much. Even with the TX admin. So I asked everyone do that and not just, start kicking people, because it happened. I had yesterday, a guy literally got kicked for running over. He was in a big truck on a code 5, and the cops were super confused why he got kicked. That doesn't help anybody. With that, I say everyone clip everything. Most of you have gone on a scene and you go, hey, this guy RDM'd, and you go, I need a clip, and they don't have a clip and you can't do anything. I also want everybody here clipping things. This is, so I can pull something up, so I can see your perspective. Even if it's just like, hey, you're clipping and all you get is, hey, some guy's calling, you go to him and he says, hey, I have this clip. And even if your clip is just watching you tabbed out watching a clip, that's at least better than nothing. That at least tells me that you did something in this scene and that you watched something. Even if you made the wrong decision, I don't care. At least you looked at a clip with somebody, and I can see that if that guy makes an appeal down the road. You can go, hey, I don't have a clip of the video itself maybe. I would love to see actual clips if you can get them. Not always possible, I know that, because we do screen sharing and stuff, so it's a little bit trickier. But at least if you have something, it will be helpful. Now, I'm not requiring it, but I will tell you that your kicks or bans can get repealed if you don't have proof yourself. This is also, again, what Scott was talking about, getting a actual ban log going so we can see that stuff, so that there's no chance that a guy who actually committed an offense doesn't come back to the server before they're needed to.
Exactly. That's why we're going to talk to Exotic about making that. People that want to troll and stuff like that, make sure that's the most important thing. Make sure you guys clip that so we can find out it ourselves. As well as for any kind of situation that happens like that and you don't know what to do in a situation, either go ahead, call me, Sykes, or one of the senior administrators if you're a lower rank, or one of the administrators, and we'll gladly help and assist you.
Yeah,
we're
and
not
call
here
anyone up.
Right, we're not here to go ahead and punish you, yell at you, or anything like that. We're here to be for you guys, so you guys can understand your perspective of what we're really here for and why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We
No
understand
offense,
that the server...
Scott.
What's up?
Sorry for interrupting you, but this is going and this is not I'm not trying to disrespect you at all or anything, but I know people got to go to bed and school tomorrow. But I know we're going back in circles between what you and Syke said. Yeah, you both are saying like the same thing. So
I've got like 2 more points. I've already noticed that some people have left, so I'm trying to get through these last couple of points very quickly.
But if you want to add something, you're
like again, that's all for the questionnaire at the end.
Yeah.
If you want to add anything on.
Sorry, I'm eating ice.
No, you're good. So yeah. Another bit with reporting. Don't talk to people in your reports. I noticed that a lot as well. Like, hey, VDM, please go read our rules. If you're talking to people beforehand, you don't need to do that. This saves so much room for the history report when I see that the guy got hit for VDM, RDM, no intent to roleplay. Or I can see him as, VDM, please go read our rules in the Discord, no intent to roleplay. There's just so much extra there. If you go to him and like, hey man, you're VDMing, you can't be doing that, this, that, the other thing. Oh, I didn't know that's a rule. Hey, well, it's in our Discord. I'm just going to kick you for now because that's what, that's what your handbook's going to say to do is just one VDM. Go ahead and kick the dude. Give him, warn him, kick him, whatever it needs to be done. Move on from there. Don't write a whole paragraph to this guy. If they're like staff evading, hit them for staff evade. Don't have to tell them why they're doing it. They know what they've done. If they're staff evading, they know what they did wrong. If you're talking to the guy and they're being legitimate and genuinely want to learn from you, they're going to stop and talk to you. You're just going to have to warn them. You're just going to have to kick them. Following that point, the handbook is great. Follow the handbook in what you're supposed to do. But you do have final word. If you go to a guy and he, VDMs and, and he's on, he should be, it's his first offense of RDM, we'll say, and he's supposed to get like just a kick. But you get him and he's like, whoa, I really didn't know. I'm so sorry. This was the situation. I thought this was being played out differently. You don't have to kick the dude if you don't want to. If he's being polite, he seems genuine, you can warn him. You can just let him go. I've seen many of you guys do it. A lot of the higher admins, I've seen you do it. That is absolutely fine. T-mods, you can do the same thing. All the way down. Everyone can do that. You don't have to just go right by whatever rule is the punishment. If they're gonna talk to you, be cooperative, etc. 2 more things. 1, animal pets. I talked about this recently, so I didn't think I'd be talking about it in this meeting. Animal pets are allowed only if they are benefiting the roleplay you are in. There's really only 2 things I can think of that this really involves, and that's canine units for police, which they have special permissions from their department to do so. And if you're doing like some hunting RP out in the middle of nowhere, not in the middle of town, if there's an animal running around in the middle of town and they're making weird shapes and it's like an elk trying to get into cars and they're flexing their muscles, that's not helping any RP. Tell them to get out of their animal ped. I didn't think I have to talk about this one, but it did come up a lot this last couple days. Animal pets need to benefit roleplay, not running around going bark, bark, bark. That doesn't benefit anything. Most animal pets are going to be quiet. Simple as that. They're not going to be talking, any of those kind of things. Yes, sir.
I just have a single question.
Yes.
Let's say, we have, we have access to the animal pets. Are we allowed to, like,
You can't head over to... Oh, my bad.
We need an animal control officer or something kind of like deal down here, or can we, like, have somebody with, like, a pet dog? Or what's going on with that?
I would allow, like, yeah, if you have a pet dog, if the dog's not, like, if the scene's going smart and the dog's not RDMing basically by becoming I've noticed that the moment someone turns into an animal pet, they go bazinga and they think the rules don't apply for them anymore. They just start fighting everything they need to do. If they're being, like, legitimate with it, the dog isn't talking English, the dog isn't running around flexing muscles and doing really weird emotes that make no sense. Then,
the dog saying racial slurs? Whoa.
Yeah, that probably isn't really benefiting roleplay for 2 reasons. 1, it's a racial slur, which is 1 rule, and 2, yeah, your pet is not benefiting. Yeah. I mean, it goes within a little bit of guidelines. Everyone has your guidelines, as I've already said. You have final say to an extent. If you don't know what to do, again, call a higher up. But if like a T-mod, you want to run around in a deer ped and you're in the middle of Sandy, stop. Now, if you want to get, like, hey, Ryzen, Ricky, Scott, me, and Joey, we're gonna go camping up in Mount Chiliad. and I'm gonna pretend to be a mountain lion and attack you guys, and we have this set up, then by all means, I don't care if the animal pet's up there. You're in your own, again, questions at the end, your own role play, then I don't care. But yeah, the deer that's walking around in the middle of town, or the coyote just biting every random person they see, that's RDM still, guys. Just because they're an animal pet and they're not shooting people, it's still technically RDM. Lastly, certainly not least, I don't... Yeah, I was going to train on that in just a minute, but last talking point. And this is not at anybody. I am going to preface this with, I want no responses to this, unless it is a question. But I think I'm going to make this 100% clear when I talk about this. And if you have a question, I would suggest you come to me afterwards, so nobody thinks you are in any, that you know of someone breaking this, or you yourself are doing so. This is for anybody, unless you want to DM me, and you haven't already. Dual clanning. Dual clanning is a thing. For those of you who don't know what it is being staff or a department in one RP server, or any kind of server like that, and then being in a different RP server at the same time. I've seen servers that go as far as you can't be in drifting and racing servers. I don't really care about that if you're not staffing. If you want to go play on a drift server every once in a while because you just want to drift cars all day, I don't really mind. Nobody here should really care because you're not putting some kind of dedication from this server that hurts the server in any way. Now, if you're over at, being a, you're a T-mod over here, but you're a senior admin on SAC RP, you obviously have a lot of dedication to SAC RP to be a senior admin. I don't know why you're in our server. And I don't mean that anytime rudely or anything like that. Maybe you forgot to, maybe you left, maybe you forgot to get your roles removed, whatever it was, that's fine. That's between you. Figure that out for me. I'm not going to be chasing everybody around, looking at your player history, looking at what you're doing, and looking for those opportunities to, strike you for being another server. I ask you don't do it. You guys are, yeah, I didn't know you could wave. That's super cute. Longy, go ahead.
Wow, that's really cool. I've never seen that.
Yeah, you get a cute little hand that pops up.
It's like Zoom. Anyway, so one thing I've noticed is people are doing DV clears without announcing them. For the love of God, please announce your DV clears.
Okay.
It's really annoying, unless somebody's like spamming vehicles.
Of announcements. Don't do the /announce. Do the TX admin announcement. So then it's just at the top of your screen.
Hold on, unless we're all just jumping up into the thing here.
Some people do not have TX admin perms to announce, but can DV. And, like, for example, I'm a mod, I have /announce and I have /DV all, but I do not have TX admin announce. Should I be doing announcements in DV clears?
We'll need to DM...
We'll have to fix everyone.
Yeah,
okay, so I wasn't sure if that was intentional or not. That's what I mean.
Nah, I think I just probably forgot to give you permission.
So yeah, my main thing was just please announce your DV clears, because it's really annoying when I like tab out for a second and then tab back in and my car's gone because nobody announced it.
And then I want to put this out there.
I actually do have one more question.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna let Exotic go first since he's considered one of the speakers as of right now.
I'm sorry.
So I want to put this out there. I don't know. Now this goes for everyone, staff member that isn't in here, staff member that's who knows where. Please, for the love of God, don't go around like just following someone around and then like going out of no clip and ear raping them, because I've seen clips of that and that is not funny. It really isn't. You
Just
have your staff room
people.
for a reason.
Just spectating people in general all day long. Like, if you have a report like, hey, 290 is VDMing, I don't have a clip, could you watch them? Yeah, keep an eye on them for a minute, move on. They can see you in no clip. They can see you following them, just so you're aware. So if you just sit there and follow them in no clip, they won't break any rules. You'll never catch them. You want to catch them? Fly around them, nearby them. Don't get anywhere close to them. If you can see their head tag, they can see your head tag. Just so you are aware. Every one of you.
Can I add something to that real quick to help everyone out?
Just
Yeah,
one
Ricky,
thing
go
before
ahead,
that.
and then I'll move on to
Okay.
our...
So
Just one little thing.
Oh.
Man. With one little thing.
Go ahead.
For all the staff members in here, and then also aren't in here, please don't make tickets. If you have a question or problem, type it in staff chat. We already have enough tickets as it is.
Okay. Also, so
Like,
what I wanted to say was everyone here that is in staff has the permission to see like player tags or like head tags. If you go to your F1 and go to miss settings, it'll be right underneath show player blips. Trust me, you can see their name from farther away than their head tag and they won't see you. That's how I figured it out, and it helps a lot, especially because you can see their name and not just their ID, so you know who it is. So you can go to name changes and see who it is that you just banned or whatever, and they or kick, and if they change their name so they can get out of it, you know, then it just makes it 10 times easier for me at least.
Army, go ahead.
Earth to Army.
Muted and unmuted. I'll let you try to figure that out. Dirty Dan, go ahead.
Okay, so these last couple days have kind of been crazy. As you know, we've had a lot of, and I mean, I know everybody here has seen it in these last couple days, but a lot of people getting onto the server, RDM, BDM, especially like new players just hopping on the server to troll. I have been a lot more strict with that just because of the circumstances that we've been dealing with. I know you guys let it kind of more up to your own discretion in and of itself, but these last few days, just because of that, I've been super strict on that, just because I'm trying to discourage as much as possible. Because, you know, people see, all right, well, so-and-so was banned for 1 day or 3 days, you know, for, you know, trying to abandon a sit or L-tapping or, you know, just a various amount of reasons that, you know, deserve bans, you know, not just like kicks, but I'm trying to be a bit more serious on that topic in and of itself, just trying to discourage it. I want to make sure that's not frowned upon.
No, absolutely. That is part of our job. That is part of the reason it shows up at the top of the screen, is hopefully to discourage the next guy from doing it.
I just want people to know, hey, this Dirty Dan guy, you know, he's gonna get rid of you pretty fast.
But I also don't want the staff members to be scared or have people, you know, think that we're scary, that we're there only for when people need to get kicked or banned. We need to also, like I said at the beginning, helping people in the good times as well. Otherwise, the staff team just looks like scary.
Have you mentioned COC?
Yeah, I'm trying to balance that out, but with, like I said, with as crazy as it's been, I feel like I spent a lot more time trying to deal with that bullshit than I am actually dealing with, you know, trying to help people that are trying to get set up in the server. I think it's probably over this most recent weekend.
Sykes, have you talked about COC?
Yes. Well, I haven't completely, but I've kind of made mention to it. For those of you who don't know the order of operations here, it is TMod, moderator, senior moderator, admin, senior admin, me at head of staff. I believe above me is management, such as Joey, and then beyond that will be like Exotic himself.
And Chad.
Well, Chad.
Is there a...
Chad is a management, as last I knew. He was in management.
Is there still a Charl admin?
Chad's the co-owner.
Okay, well then... Alright, well I thought he was management. So then after, you know, I keep wanting to say house of staff. Head of staff, management, co-owner at Chad, then Exotic. Don't go straight to someone else. If it's something like a T-mod, like you're like, hey, I got a quick question. Go to a senior moderator. Ask your moderator. Do they not know? Okay, go to the senior moderator. If they don't know, go to an admin. If somehow none of these guys have a answer, finally come to me. But I don't want 100... Can I go in an animal ped? What did your higher up say? I didn't ask them. Okay, well ask them first.
Also,
there's a reason the guys are right above you, is they know a lot. Yeah, they might only be a moderator, quote unquote, but they know a lot. There's a reason they're a moderator. They should know all the rules. If they don't know, then yeah, go to the next guy. Go to a senior mod. Go to an admin. Yeah, no worries. Speaking of, Go ahead and do that. You're good. Anyone got a little hand? There's a little clipper that says "So requests." I think you could just like raise your hand if you need to.
Yeah.
Anyone got a little raised hand for
Dude,
me?
this pasta's getting to me.
No other. This is the time for you guys to ask any questions you have.
We
right
have
now.
been here for about an hour.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to
I
end
want
it
to go
up.
roleplay because there's 60 people on, and God
All right.
knows how many staff members aren't on.
So I'll make it as such then. So this meeting is over as of right now. But if you have questions, I will answer them all. I will stick around. Any of the rest of you guys who want to go into server, you got to go walk your dog. You got to go get dinner.
Gotta go walk your cat.
Gotta go walk
Yeah.
your rock. Whatever it is, you guys are all free to go. I appreciate all of you guys who stayed all the way to the end. I know it was a long one.
I gotta go. Walk
Hopefully the next one will be like 10, 20 minutes every other one. Just to make it quick, I just wanted to go over everything.
It's pasta.
I'm good to stop recording, right?
Yes, go right ahead, Ricky. You are good to stop.